What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the weekly reads and feels. And let me tell you that this week's feels are great. Ooh, you guys. The weekly book talk is me talking about the books that I read this week. And I read 3 books this week. Well, I finished this one that I started at the end of last week. And I finished these 2. This one, I just finished it this morning. Ooh, you guys, this week's books. Old Flames and New Fortunes. This one I started, like I said, in the end of last week. And I finished in the beginning of this week. You guys. I just felt the magical vibes. Like Romina's vibes, her sister's vibes. I was like, yes. Like, that's totally me. Like, I wanted to go to her store. I wanted to go get myself a flower bouquet. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to go buy some candles, some crystals. Just feel the vibes. I wanted to do that. Alex, yo, whew. I just fell in love with Alex's character. I was like, yes. He was not giving up. He was like, you're mine. He knew she was playing, dude. And I said, no freaking way. Dude, and it had me shook. And let me tell you guys that this is going to be a spoiler alert because I'm talking to you guys about my, like, reactions to things. He had a son. And this was literally my face when I read that part. I was like, and I stood there for like 5 minutes and I was like, hold on, let me record myself on TikTok and share it with my peeps because what? I just did not see it coming. Not that it was a bad thing or anything because she wants kids. So I saw, okay, I see why this is here, why this came up, why he has a son, like it kind of makes sense. But I did not see it coming just because how in love he has been with her, how he is in love with her. That's what I was thinking. And I said, like, he couldn't have been in a serious relationship. I feel like this was a little, like a one-time thing. And then, a little baby popped up. And that is what happened. The baby's mother is really cool. It's all cool vibes, But I was like, why didn't he say this earlier? That was my thing, like why he didn't say it earlier. I feel like he just didn't really find the need, or maybe it was just too soon. I mean, I get it, but of how much in love they are with each other and how much, to be honest, they were just so open with each other that he didn't say it like straight out in the beginning, like, oh, I have a son, But you guys, I love this book. And, dude, the whole butterfly thing, no, the moth thing, was it a gray moth? It was a gray moth that they had to see. And at first I thought it was a butterfly, but it was a moth. And it was his son, Miles, that got it. That's what she said. I was like, dude, it was just meant to be. Like, it was just so cute. I feel like the second book might be about a sister. I feel like it might be about Zelda because she came back. Or it can be about Luna. There was this one thing where I was just like, oh, it's because you guys know how I am about this. And I just have to point it out every time it comes up in a book. Her and Trevor pretend to date, right? And then Alex comes up out of nowhere because Trevor's dad and Alex's mom are going to marry him. So Trevor says how Romina is going to be Alex's stepsister and they used to date. And I'm like, please don't make it weird. Don't make it weird. And he mentions it maybe like 2 or 3 times. But at least it wasn't one of them. Like them to each other calling, oh yeah, you're going to be my stepsister. You know what I'm saying? It was Trevor saying it and they didn't really say nothing after that. So it was just like, but that was also Trevor's vibe. The other characters were so funny, but Trevor sometimes I'd be like, dude, you're like, what are you doing? What are you saying? I totally recommend it. I cannot wait for the second book. And if the second book is about a sister, I haven't looked it up. I don't know what it's going to be about. I don't want to know what it's going to be about. But if the second book is about a sister, then there has to be a third book about the other sister. Woo, you guys, I love it. Totally recommend. First time caller, dude, you guys. I usually don't go for books where they get all hyped up and stuff like on TikTok and Instagram, but I just felt the vibes with this one and I absolutely loved it. The whole time I was smiling because I loved their characters. I loved when one of the characters is a parent. All these characters too were so funny. I loved their vibes. They were all so close. She's close with her ex. Well, yeah, it's her ex. I was gonna say ex-husband, but they were never married. She's close with her ex. They're neighbors. She's close with her ex's fiance, or are they married? I can't remember if they're married or if they're just engaged. But I absolutely loved it. You guys are her daughter. Hilarious. It's so funny how Lucy ends up meeting Aiden. I was just laughing the whole time while reading this book, you guys. It was hilarious. What her daughter did was so funny. At first, when she caught her like that she was in the phone, I was like, dude, what is she doing? But then we see that she's gone in the hotline or whatever, and it was just so funny. It's so cute how Aiden's like, he doesn't believe in love and all that stuff, and he's just like a little, I don't want to say grump, but in a way, kind of, and she kind of just lights up his world a little bit. It was so adorable. First time caller, the title, I thought first time caller, I thought it was her first time calling, you know, she called the hotline or whatever, but no, it was because it was him at the end. He usually listens to the people that call, but it was his first time calling the hotline because she was there. It's because they did this whole thing, and I was like, this is why it's the title. I love when I find out what the title is, like when you're reading, you're like, oh, this is why it's the title. You know, when like they say it in a sentence or they say a phrase or whatever. I'm so glad I read it. I wasn't gonna pick it up, but I just felt the vibe, and I was like, dude, I was waiting for this one for like, I don't know how many months at the library. And then this one, you guys, this one I saw it recommended on Instagram. I seen that it's like a newish release, and I looked it up if it was at the library already, and it was. I was so excited. I never read anything from this author. Well, I also read nothing from this author. Well, actually, these were all new authors for me, to be honest. It's short. It's like 290 pages. I literally finished it this morning. I wanted to finish it last night, but I didn't get the chance to, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna just finish it tomorrow morning because I don't want to rush through it. I just get so excited to read in the mornings, and the ending, it was just also cute. It was also something very smooth. Dude, her husband was just so annoying, how he was just trying to ruin her life. Well, her soon-to-be ex-husband, because he was just, dude, tribe. He was trying to play her, take away everything that she had worked for. So that was annoying. I was just like, my dude, like, my dude. At first, I had no idea who the guy was going to be. At first, I thought it was the security. In the beginning, there's the security. But then I said, no, it's not going to be the security. This is just a little something. And then some more and more goes, and you have to keep reading. And I really like that. How it didn't just say it straight in the beginning. We had to keep reading, so it was like this anticipation building up. And then we hear about Miles, and I'm like, yo, this is the guy. At first I wasn't sure either, but I said, no, it's going to be him. And it was him. And they just kind of clicked since the beginning. I liked how they were like from two different worlds, because he's in sports and she's in music, but they're still in the spotlight, and they have gone through similar situations. That was just like, yo, like, you guys, what he went through was trifling also with his ex-wife. And then, dude, it was just crazy because they both had exes that were cheaters. I was like, what's up with these? What's up with these people? What is going on? And at the end, dude, I said, no, it's gonna be the end for my dude Miles, because her soon-to-be ex-husband gets into this altercation with Miles. And I was like, dude, what really happened? Because there was this one thing that happened a year ago with Miles and one of his teammates, and the reason why he got into that altercation, why he punched the other guy, I was like, dude, no. And you find out till the end. And then we find out what really happened between him and, what's his name? Elliot Majors. And I said, dude, I knew it had to be Elliot, that it wasn't Miles, because he wouldn't do that. But dude, it was just so cute. This one had me smiling the whole time. I didn't know how I was going to go about either. It was kind of like surprising me here and there, because you thought it might go this way with the whole thing with Miles. I was shook when they said that Miles should be in her next music video. And also the title, you guys know Ordinary Love, one of his songs, because of the music video that they made. And I was like, that is so adorable. It was so adorable, because her lawyer, her divorce lawyer, attorney, whatever, said, you know, for her to keep it low. So I said, okay, maybe she's gonna keep it low, like she's gonna be very, very hesitant. But honestly, she wasn't. I was shook when he went to the hotel that one night when she did the thingy for him. What was it, like a fundraiser type of thing where she sang? I was like, yo, I did not expect it. I did not expect that night, but it happened. I totally recommend these 3 books, and I am so excited for what books I'm going to read next week. And let me tell you guys that I only have one left, and I need to go to the library to check on more. So I have no idea what I'm going to read next. Well, I know what book I'm going to read next. I don't want to tell you guys yet. Wait until next week until I tell you guys what I read. But I'm going to read that one, and I feel like I'm going to finish that one in 2 days, because it's one of my favorite authors, and I have been waiting for this book. But I have to look up some other books that are at the library, because I can't put them on hold, because it usually takes like a week or 2 to get here. Well, if they're like from other libraries. But I'm gonna check what's available at the library right now, and I'm so excited. But I don't know what to read. I haven't really seen it. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look up some books. Actually, I need to do that today, because I'm gonna have to go ASAP, like tomorrow or Tuesday. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Comment down what books you read this past week, or if you have read any of these books that I have read and what you guys thought about them. Let me know your reactions. And I will talk to you guys next week. Peace.